In lecture 28, we will discuss another important point. That's the inverse system. Okay, this is not inverse, it's a transform. This is inverse system. Okay, I'll give you just an idea about what is inverse system. For example, consider one system whose impulse response is h of n. Okay, impulse response of the system is h of n, and input of the system is x of n, and output is y of n. Now we will consider another system and whose input is given as y of n. Okay, so the output of the first system will be the input of the second system, and the output of the second system is x of n. Means we can say that there is an inverse of the first system x. Okay, and the impulse response of the inverse system we will indicate as h inverse of n. Okay, in z domain we can say that if h of z is the transfer function of the system, then transfer function of the inverse system is h inverse of s. And now we'll discuss the condition for inverse system. So if h inverse of n convolution h of n, okay, as a impulse response of the system and the impulse response of the inverse system. So second one is the inverse system. Okay, and this is the condition, and it should be del of n. Now we can apply z transform on this particular equation. So we need to apply z transform. So h of n z transform is indicated as h of z, then h inverse of n, impulse response of the inverse system, and the transfer function of the inverse system is indicated as h inverse of z. Now by convolution property we know that convolution becomes symbol multiplication. Okay, here it is a multiplication, and the transform of del of n is equal to 1. So you will get a relation like this: h inverse of z into h of z is equal to 1, and from this you can calculate h inverse of z, which is equal to 1 by h of z. Okay, means just reciprocal of this transfer function. Okay, and we'll get some points. That is, if you take the inverse, the zeros of h of z are the poles of h inverse of s. Okay, because we are taking the inverse, sorry, 1 by h of z, so zeros and poles will be different. Okay, zeros means if you write any rational function, for example, if it is z minus 1 divided by z plus or z minus 2. Okay, if this is a transfer function, okay, and the numerator roots are known as zeros, okay, and denominator roots are known as poles. Okay, and now we need to consider h inverse of z. Okay, h inverse of z means simply it becomes z minus 2 by z minus 1. So zeros of h of z, okay, that is z minus 1, becomes poles of, so here it is poles. Now we can see that poles of h of z, so okay, that's a poles of h of z becomes zeros of h inverse of z. Okay, this is about basic concept about inverse system. Now we'll discuss some points related to this, and it's very important. Mainly in inverse system we will always check the stability and causality of this system. Okay, in general, if there is a system h of z, if h of z is both causal and stable, okay, both stable and causal, if all poles of its h of z are inside the unit circle. So it's very important in z domain, if all poles of h of z, or simply if a system is called both causal and stable, okay, not individually, both stable and causal, then its all poles are inside the unit circle, then we can call it as a system is causal and stable. Now we need to check a system h inverse of z, or the inverse of a system. Okay, inverse of a system. So here you can see that inverse of a system. we need to check whether it is causal and stable. The inverse of a system is causal and stable means we need to verify the zeros of h of z. It's very important. We will verify with respect to h of z. Okay, assume that we don't have any h of h inverse of z, only h of z. With respect to h of z, we need to verify whether the inverse system, okay, whether the inverse system is stable and causal. Okay, so with h of z we can say that the inverse system is stable and causal by verifying its zeros, okay, or by checking the properties of zeros, because this zeros becomes the poles of h inverse of z. Okay, so with respect to h of z itself, you can say that the inverse system is stable and causal. Or another method is directly you can find h inverse of z. If you are evaluating h inverse of z, then you need to verify poles. Okay, if you are using h of z, okay, if you are using h of z to verify the stability and causality of the inverse system, we need to use zeros of h of z. And if you are directly verifying the inverse system stability by using h inverse of z, we need to use poles. Okay, either you can remember the first point, h of z is stable and causal if or any system is both causal and stable if a unit circle, all poles lie inside the unit circle. Okay. Another important point is a minimum phase system. A system with all its poles, okay, and zeros inside the unit circle, then the system is called minimum phase. So here you can see one example. Here the zeros are indicated by small circles, so the 0 0 0 0, okay, and poles you can see by cross, so you can see all the poles of the system are lies inside this unit circle, so we can call it as this system is a minimum phase system. So now we can see some problem how we can solve the question. Here again determine whether the system described below is a causal and stable and minimum phase. Okay, combinedly they are asking causal and stable, not individually, it's combination causal and stable system. And second point is minimum phase. One more point, here we need to check the causal, stable and minimum phase condition of h of z, not h inverse of z. Okay, so for that we can first factorize this equation, so it becomes 2z plus 3 by 2. Okay, and the denominator we can write after factorization it becomes z plus 5 by 4 into z minus 1 by 4. Okay, so zeros you can write means you can equate the numerator equal to 0, so you will get it becomes minus 3 by 2, and you can check the poles. So poles means denominator you can equate to 0, so we will get two quantity minus 5 by 4 and 1 by 4. Okay, if you check this now we need to check whether the system is causal and stable means all of its poles. Okay, now we are checking the system stability and causality, means this is the unit circle. Okay, now we can see the poles, one at minus 5 by 4 means it's greater than 1, so it can be somewhere here, it's minus 5 by 4 means outside the circle, 1 is inside 1 by 4, and 0 is also outside this circle, so is outside. Okay, outside, and this is outside. Okay, this is inside. Okay, so if not all poles of poles are inside modulus of z is equal to 1, that is unit circle, and the system is not both causal and stable. Okay, and other condition also, not all poles and zeros are inside modulus, so system is not minimum phase. Okay, now we'll check the next question. Here again we need to check whether the system is not inverse system, the system is causal and stable and minimum phase we need to verify. So here it is given in a different equation form. So first we need to find out the h of z. Okay, h of z we can calculate by y of z by x of z. So for that we need to take the z transform this equation. So we can write y of z minus z raised to minus 1 into y of z minus 1 by 4 z raised to minus 2, sorry, y of z, which is equal to 3 into x of z minus 2 into z raised to minus 1 into x of z. Now we can take y of z as a common and x of z. So if we take y of z as a common, and we'll find the ratio y of z by x of z, so it becomes 3 minus 2 z raised to minus 1 divided by 1 minus z raised to minus 1 minus 1 by 4 z raised to minus 2. Okay, now we can make it positive terms, so it becomes we need to multiply both numerator and denominator with z square. So so we can write 3 z square minus 2z divided by z square minus z minus 1 by 4. Okay, now we need to factorize this, so it becomes 3z into, if we take 3z as a common, it becomes minus 2 by 3, and the denominator is not that much easy, so we need to find out minus b plus or minus. We can write that also, minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So if you verify this, it becomes 1 plus or minus root 2 by 2. Okay, so we got two equations. Is said, okay, 1 plus or by 2 is said minus 1 minus root 2 by 2. Okay, and you can equate the numerator is equal to 0, then you will get zeros, and denominator equal to 0, then you will get poles. So the zeros of this particular equation becomes 0 and 2 by 3. Okay, it becomes 0 and 2 by 3, and poles, if you equate, you will get the same quantity. Okay, one is 1 plus minus root 2 by 2, and another one is 1 minus root 2 by 2. Okay, if you look at this, zeros are inside, one zero is here, one is 2 by 3, okay, somewhere here. Next 1 plus root 2, okay, 1 plus root 2 by 2, okay, 1 plus root 2 by 2 means definitely it's outside this unit circle. Okay, it's some area, and 1 minus root 2 by 2 will be somewhere here. Okay, some negative values, and you can see that not all poles are inside z is equal to one system, so system is not causal and stable, both causal and stable. Okay, combinedly. And about the minimum phase, not all poles and zeros lies inside the unit circle, not minimum phase. Okay, now we will check another condition, identify the transfer function of the inverse system. Okay, now the question is different. Now we need to verify find the transfer function of the inverse system, and then we need to check whether the inverse system is causal and stable, both causal and stable. Okay, so here again h of z is given, so first we need to find the transfer function of this particular equation, so we can make it positive, z minus 8z plus 16 if you multiply it with z square, and denominator becomes z square minus 1 by 2 z plus 1 by 4. Okay, and if you factorize this, it becomes z minus 4 the whole square by z minus 1 by 2 the whole square. Okay, now we need to find out h inverse of z. Okay, h inverse of z means it's 1 by h of z. So the system becomes z minus 1 by 2 the whole square by z minus 4 the whole square. Now we need to check the inverse system is causal and stable. Okay, so now we got h inverse of z. Now we can check the poles of h inverse of z. Okay, poles of h inverse of z. Okay, that you will get at 4. Okay, so 4 comma 4, so 2 poles at 4, so it's outside unit circle. Okay, so not all poles are inside modulus of z is equal to 1, and system cannot be both causal and stable. Okay, here I used h inverse of z to verify whether the system is causal and stable, or you can use h of z also. If you are using h of z, we need to check this zeros of h of z or poles of h inverse of z. Okay, both way you can perform. Now we will do another question. Again here we need to find the inverse system, and we need to check whether the both are causal and stable. And if you take this equation, you can see that is directly given, so we can find h inverse of z. H inverse of z is 1 by h of z, means it becomes z square minus 1 by z square minus 81 by 100. So if you find the poles of h inverse of z, it becomes 9 by 10, so two values you will get. Okay, and 9 by 10 means inside this unit circle. Okay, 9 by 10 means less than 1, so inside the circle, so two values which are inside the circle. So all poles are inside modulus of z is equal to 1. That condition is true, so system can be both causal and stable. Okay, because poles are inside. Thank you.